Guten Tag, fellow humans, and welcome back to another brilliant episode of Discussing Nothing, the show where we discuss various topics, more often than not, meaning nothing. I am your host for today, Ross. As always, I am joined by the dastardly
Tristan
and the gruesome
Alex.
Boys, how have you been since our last meeting?
Not too bad.
Great, thanks.
Have you recovered from the sore loss of not winning?
To be fair, I'm actually really annoyed about that. But I think we should move on and get passionate about
Yes.
our next thing.
Are you ready to fight?
More than ready.
More than ready. Well,
Born ready.
recently I asked the boys to discuss or come up with what they think would be the best thing in the world, anything that begins with the letter A. The best A thing. Now, we started with Alex a few times. Tristan, what is the best thing in the world that begins with the letter A?
I'm glad you asked. The best thing in the world beginning with letter A is the afternoon. I will not elaborate.
No. I think
That's it.
I think I'm going to have to ask you to elaborate. I think that's a condition.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Walked into that one. The afternoon, it's just the best time. Like, that's when things get done. Like, the afternoon is the time for productivity and, ideas are flying. It's when progress is made, and it's when the sun is highest in the sky. The day is bright. Everything's just better. And I think it's made to look better by how bad the morning is quite a lot of the time. The morning is an awful thing. And, nothing good ever happens in it. The light is sometimes too bright, you just got out of bed. You're like, it's like an attack. But you're used to it by the
coffee
afternoon.
in the morning.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oat milk out.
Getting up on the wrong side of the bed or something like that. Right. Interesting. We'll come back to that.
I have
Alex?
a lot to say about that.
Right. Oh.
But we'll get there.
Okay. Begin.
Because obviously my thing, beginning with A, that I believe is the best in the world, is avocados. And I'll tell you why. First of all, Tristan, as a vegan, or some, as a vegetarian, you're quite limited. Now, I'm not a vegetarian.
In general or just...
Well, just in your eating habits.
Okay, right.
I'll refrain from commenting any further.
Mentally, physically.
But avocados, they're great on bread. They're great hot. They're great cold. Sorry, let me refine.
Hot!
They're great hot with
Objection.
hot things. They're great with hot things. You can have them with bacon. You can have them with warm bread. You can have them with eggs.
In combination with warmth.
In combination with hot things. With cold things, you can eat them cold. You can mash them up. Guacamole, chips. You can eat them by themselves. You can eat them with things.
Avocado chips?
No, like get a chip.
Oh, a tortilla chip.
A tortilla chip.
Sorry. Fish and chips and avocados sounded wrong to me.
But to be honest, it would work. And that's how I feel about it. I think that's the
Objection.
thing. I think avocados are just a great product that could go with everything and definitely are better than afternoons.
Now, you seem to have some strong opinions. I could tell you've got some strong opinions, but we're going to come back. Afternoons. What do you think? The best thing that begins with A?
Well, they're not even the best thing that begins with any letter.
I could agree. Yeah, I probably agree with you there.
Yeah, probably. But I think the problem is with afternoons that I have is that, it hits the afternoon, the rush of the early morning, like get to it. You've had your coffee, your coffee's running off in the morning, you get your lunch, and then you hit like this 2 p.m. just like afternoon. The day's coming to a close. You're getting into a bit of a slog. And you're kind of just waiting for the afternoon to finish so that you kind of like get home and get Netflix on or whatever. But the afternoon is just a time, just an maybe most unproductive part of the day.
Tristan, do you ever hit that? I often find in the afternoon, after my lunch, I hit a lunchtime lull. I find it like I'll have a full little belly. I'll be a bit... don't get me wrong, I'd love a little cozy little nap, but I've got work to do. I'm a busy boy. I'm feeling a bit sluggish in the afternoons. What are you saying to that?
I would say afternoons also exist on the weekend. And they're the best. They're the best afternoons of all. Weekend afternoons. That's when all that free time to do what you want. That's when the football's on.
Oh, the match.
Yeah, and the wall of the afternoon. Yeah, we all hit it, but you hit it in the morning as well.
Yeah, but Tristan, that starts with W.
What?
Weekend afternoon.
No.
Not just afternoon. So I'm taking 5 out of 7 as your average.
You're going for the percentage game.
Well, I'm going for afternoon. I'm not going for weekend afternoon.
Well, no. I'm going to hold you there
It's a
because
subcategory of afternoon.
there's 7 afternoons. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't exclude. If you're going to include 5 of them, you've got to acknowledge the other 2 that are there.
Yeah, no, I acknowledge. And
I don't think.
dismiss. Because 5 is more than 2 and you have to take the average. And I think on average, your afternoon is sluggish. You're not quite as productive.
Would you say those 2 glorious afternoons, Saturday and Sunday, are make up for the 5 sluggish afternoons? Do you think they're so powerful, those afternoons, that they outweigh the other 5?
Completely. Yeah. Yeah, well, because, on the weekend, you can have a lie-in. You get the morning doesn't. That's not really there. And then you get into the afternoon, you're like, nice.
No, hang on.
Afternoon to relax.
Yeah, you lie in, and then you wake up, and that becomes those morning hours. It just happens to be in the afternoon because it's the weekend.
So you're arguing that you don't
Yeah,
even. You're arguing that afternoons and the weekends don't even exist because they're technically mornings.
And do you know what? So if you start to shove the whole day, your morning starts at midday till 4 o'clock. Then you've got that kind of awkward time at a weekend between 4 and 8 or 9 where, if you're young and hip, not like me, but you're then going out, the best
Between
time.
4 and 9.
No, you're not though. That's what I mean. It's the lull. You go out at 9 p.m. That's when the party starts. Between 4 till 8, 9, you're just having to eat a meal so that, you go out.
You sound like
longer.
a man who parties.
Ironically, I'm the complete opposite. But what I do know
I don't think that's irony.
is that avocados are better than afternoons. And
I
that's
think you've started tinkering with the definition of the concept of what an afternoon and a morning is by saying a morning is just the few hours after you wake up. So no matter what time you wake up, it's the morning. We're on a slippery slope there if you start messing with stuff like that.
Who knows where we'll end up?
well, time travel's a funny thing. But what I'm saying is that it's all relative.
Time is relative.
Thank you. Someone taught me that. Very famous and wise.
Well, we'll come back to this maybe. Avocados. I would argue that they're the main part of your diet.
If you could get them when they're ripe.
Oh.
And that makes them one of the most annoying foods out there because they're either underripe or they're too ripe and they go brown and soggy. And even if you do get them ripe, you've got to eat them really quick. You can't prepare your avocado and go away and do something and come back to it.
They oxidize as well.
Exactly.
When you mash them.
So that makes them quite a precarious
A
food
good
to deal with.
avocado, but then we're in the G territory. That's good avocados.
But you leave the seed in. The big seed.
seed?
If you leave that in the guacamole, it doesn't go brown.
Well, I learned something new.
Really? But, yeah.
Oh.
That's
But that's really inconvenient. No,
No,
that's just a big
it's really
seed
not.
in the way.
It's not. You make your avocado, you stick the seeds in, put some cling film over it for later in the evening. You probably do it in the afternoon when you're bored.
Would you not say that they're very overrated?
I believe avocados are overpriced, not overrated.
Oh.
Avocados are not overrated. They are great. They taste really good. I can understand Tristan's point. 5 out of the 7 days that you go to get an avocado, they may not be quite as how you want them, but those 2 days, man, they are great.
I'd say that I don't think they go that well. I think people have started adding avocados to too many things. I think it's, for me, I'll dip a chip in them. And maybe I'll put them on some toast.
I don't like calling them chips. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
don't know why. I started that. Sorry.
Some corn chips.
I think
Crisps, sorry.
that is a subjective point of view.
Right, where you would say, I really disagree with having them with a hot food.
What, on a bacon roll? Or with eggs?
With bacon?
Yeah.
No.
Well, Tristan, you wouldn't have it with bacon.
No.
But a normal person could have it with bacon or sausage.
Objection.
I find the coldness of an avocado with the hotness of bacon very unsettling. And I have to question who you are as a human being.
Eggs, though.
Eggs?
Eggs are hot.
That's a completely different point.
No, it's not.
Are you advocating for eggs?
No, I'm avocadoing for eggs with avocados.
What about an avocado in an afternoon?
Well, some would say that is the perfect destruction of both things. You're bringing together the best and the worst.
Have we discussed the carbon footprint of an avocado as well?
I have other moral qualms with avocados, which I read that in South America, where they grow avocados, avocados become such a big commodity that it's overtaken like cocaine and stuff. And so the what do you call like the sort of gangs?
Mafia?
Nah, not like South American mafia, like in Narcos.
Cartels.
Cartels. They started getting involved with avocado farming and production and stuff like that. So it's really unethical because it's like people are getting killed over avocados here. It's worse.
Do you like
doing cocaine?
Do you like your blood-soaked avocados, Alex? Your carbon footprint blood-soaked avocados.
I feel like
only taste nice 2 days of the week.
I feel like I'm being attacked here, and it's unnecessary.
The cartels were the people that are doing the attacking.
Yeah, to supply one of the best things in the world. What you're saying is you're proving my point. There are cartels that are willing to fight to the death for the production of the beautiful green gold avocado. That's what they call it, by the way, green gold.
Do you know what avocados wouldn't exist without? The afternoon, because they need the sun, and that's when the sun's at its best. At its peak.
Not in Antarctica. The sun's at its best almost all the time.
No avocados there.
No, you can't just prove the point that the sun is at its best in the afternoon with avocados growing.
I'm gonna halt this discussion.
Discretion.
Aylin, some quick thoughts. What are your thoughts over this? Aylin's off screen, by the way. Didn't mention that.
I am an Australian, so I love avocados. We're very fond of them. Pretty much every brunch place that you go to will have avocado toast on the menu, and that's one of my favorite breakfast foods. Plus, I definitely think you can have it with bacon because you have it on a burger. Because in Australia, we put everything on a burger. We put avocado, we put beetroot, we put egg, we put everything. And avocado is amazing on a burger. And afternoons, I prefer the mornings because by the afternoon, the day is like kind of ending. And yeah, I just feel like I'm probably more of an afternoon person than a morning person. I'm not really a morning person, but I prefer the mornings. So I would say avocados are the best.
Yes.
I'm torn because I'd say up until the point Alex made recently about the cartels literally killing for this commodity. I was an afternoon guy, but basing it on pure passion, arguments, and maybe a wee bit just to wind up Tristan, I think I might give it to avocados purely because Alex argued that people literally kill
for this great commodity.
This which I don't think it's that great, but I think he's argued better that an avocado beats an afternoon. We don't need to hear anything else. That's been another episode of Discussing Nothing, and thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.